14 days to Alaska with Holland America. Would that be on your bucket list? If so, stay tuned. And as always, folks, if you enjoy this content, please like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you get notified each time we post. My guest today is Emma Warren of Cruise Holidays of Topeka, located in Topeka, Kansas. Emma has been with Cruise Holidays since 2008, but has been in the travel industry for many years prior, having traveled extensively in Hawaii, Canada, Mexico, England, Brazil, and her specialty is escorting groups. Hi, Emma. Welcome to RTE Travel Talk.
Well, hi, Ken. How are you?
Great to have you with us, Emma.
Good.
So, Emma, today we're talking about Alaska, a destination folks never get tired of hearing about. Now, I know you've been to Alaska several times and are planning on going back again in September of 2023, leading a group. And I see by looking at the itinerary, this is a pretty extensive cruise, 14 days, 4 days at sea, no land portion. So I really have two questions. Number one, what's calling you back this time? And what sets this apart from a just regular 7-day Alaska cruise?
Oh my, a lot. If you take what's calling me back, I am wanting to go on this one because there are several ports I've never been to.
Okay.
And I've been to Alaska 5 times. So you'd think that I'd probably seen everything. Well, I don't. Even if I go on the same trip, I see something new every time. This one goes to Kodiak Island. You can't get that in a 7-day cruise. Valdez, you can't get that in a 7-day cruise. There are several places that we're stopping at, and you can't get them in a 7-day cruise. So this one is exceptional.
Yeah, I noticed the Kodiak is that's quite different. You very rarely ever see that.
Exactly. The ships don't go up that far. They'll go up and you can see Anchorage, but they don't go all the way up to Kodiak. So this is exciting.
So you're looking forward to seeing Kodiak and Valdez and these new ports?
Yes, I am.
Excellent, excellent. So tell us a little bit more about the cruise. What's involved with it?
You are on Holland America's Nordom.
Mm-hmm.
You are flying in there and leaving out on the 17th of September.
Right.
Get on the ship and just start enjoying doing all of the ports that you're going to.
So I see that it's got 4 days at sea, Emma. Do you think there'd be enough to see on board during those sea days?
Oh my, yes. The ship will have lots of activities going on during the day and at night.
Right.
And if you're in a balcony cabin, which I would hope everybody would be, then you can watch the world go by and you can look for whales and the glaciers. And it's just a beautiful time to be on the ship.
So I noticed by looking at the itinerary, it departs Vancouver.
Yes.
And there's a short stint on what they call the Inside Passage. Then it ducks out into the Pacific as it heads up to Kodiak Island. And then after that, it works its way back. And that's really quite different.
Mm-hmm.
Tell the folks a little bit about just exactly what, like you say, there's so much to see. Well, what do you see on an Inside Passage?
You have land more or less on both sides of you.
Okay.
And it's just beautiful. The Inside Passage is beautiful out of Vancouver.
Right on. So that's really quite different from just a regular Caribbean cruise when you're at sea and you've got ocean on both sides of you.
Exactly. Exactly. You feel more connected to the land this way.
Right. What would you recommend that folks should bring along for viewing the Inside Passage?
Binoculars.
Binoculars? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Binoculars, you can see so much more with those than if you're just looking with your naked eye.
So tell me, what best do you like about Alaska and Alaska cruising?
Oh gosh, Alaska cruise or Alaska cruise tour. What I best like is just going and experiencing.
Mm-hmm.
There are so many places you can go to. You know, you get off the ship and it's just do your shopping and that's it. Oh no. In Alaska, you get up there, the beautiful scenery, the wildlife, the whales, the glaciers, absolutely gorgeous. You have to talk and go to places that the local people go to. If you only go to the places that the cruise line says, oh, this is a good place and this is a good place. You're in the United States. Check them out.
Right. I suppose if you just only go to those recommended places, you're kind of missing out a bit.
You're missing out a lot.
You're not getting a little bit of the local flavor.
Right.
And you mentioned there's so much to do in every port. How is that done? That's done via excursion and tours, right?
Yes, it is. And
Now,
you book those ahead of time if there's something that you really, 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 really are going to be upset if you don't get to do. If you're not sure what you want to do, then when you get on the ship, you go to the shore excursion desk, and they're experts on every one of the shore excursions, and they'll guide you as to which one is better.
Right. And what about yourself now? What, you've been there 5 times. What would 2 of your favorite ports be, and what would be some do not miss excursions to take?
Okay, in Skagway, I would definitely do the White Pass Railroad. It is an engineering feat. My husband he thought that was the best part of the whole trip when we went, because of how it clings to the mountain and how they built it and all the stories. You get to do the gold rush stuff there. That's pretty exciting too. If we're talking about this particular cruise, I like walking around in Anchorage, doing the visitor center, going there, seeing all the films they have, and then taking the little trolley that they have.
Okay. So that gives you a good feel for Anchorage. Now, you mentioned that the popular ones do need to be booked ahead of time.
Yes.
So for your guests that are with you, if they wanted to book something, they can reach out to you to book? They
can go to hollandamerica.com, put in their booking number, and they can look at everything that's available and book it right there.
Oh, okay. That way they can see exactly what they're getting, and they just have to put in their booking number, which you've already set up for them.
Yes. They can look up the excursions and they can compare. On this cruise, there's going to be a lot of opportunities to take excursions that will be looking at a lot of wildlife. You can go fishing. There are so many different things. You can get in a plane, and in Anchorage, you can take an excursion where it'll take you up to Denali, and you can fly over it as long as the weather is nice up there. There are just a lot of different things you can do.
Yeah. Beautiful scenery and wildlife.
Oh, absolutely gorgeous.
Now, this particular cruise that we're talking about here, you're departing out of Vancouver, Canada. Is there any difference between Vancouver, Canada, and perhaps departing from Seattle?
Well, except for the mere fact that you would be leaving out of the United States if you were leaving out of Seattle. I have some people who are talking about flying into Seattle and taking the ferry then up to Vancouver.
Right. And
that could be, a nice
kind of fun too.
Yeah. But Vancouver is a fun city. It's beautiful. To get there a day or 2 ahead of time and check it out.
So it's a good place to start your cruise.
Yes.
What about this cruise for families? Is this a good cruise for families?
Holland America has Club How for kids, but I would not suggest this cruise for a family with little kids.
Okay.
Because it doesn't have the slides and all of that stuff that the other ships have.
Right.
The race tracks, the zip lining, it doesn't have any of that.
So
they might get bored.
Yeah. So what you're telling me is without these bells and whistles of 14 days, the kids are liable to get bored. And when the kids are bored, mom and dad are not going to have a good time.
That's exactly right. Exactly right. I think the kids would enjoy the different places that are, we're going to be going to.
For sure.
But kids are so into wanting to be, busy all the time that I don't think that this particular ship would be a good one.
Yeah. So it's really something to think about when you're considering booking a Alaska cruise.
Exactly.
The particular line, Holland America, may not necessarily be the best choice. If you've got younger children.
Royal Caribbean and Norwegian.
Right. And I would expect when you're working with your guests, that's probably one of the first things that you highlight for them is matching the right cruise line.
Yes, you need to do that.
Yeah. In September, what kind of weather can we expect?
It's going to be cooler. Layer clothes. Don't just take one heavy coat because it may warm up in the afternoon. And so you just layer clothes on and then you can peel them off like an onion if you get warm.
Right. And the temperature can vary.
Yes, it can. You just have to be prepared. Now in Anchorage, I forgot to say, if you're a crab leg person, they have several places that have good crab legs there. Yeah, I'm not a crab leg person, but I've had clients tell me, oh my gosh, they have the best crab legs there.
That's important. Dining is important to a lot of folks.
Yes, it is.
And I'm one of them. So in terms of that, how do you find Holland America for dining and the overall?
Oh, they're excellent. They have excellent food. They have different places you can go. If you want to pay a little extra, you can do one of their specialty restaurants. The Pinnacle Grill, I like it because it's steaks and stuff, and I'm from Kansas, so you eat steaks.
How have you found the onboard entertainment with Holland America?
Very good. Very good. Personally, I like the piano where they play and then everybody ends up singing along.
Okay.
They play familiar things, but they have the on-stage things that are very nice too. The shows.
So it's their entertainment would be a little bit more understated and upscale as compared to like our Norwegian or Celebrity Cruise Line, I would expect.
Well, Celebrity does a pretty good job, but they would be, more upscale, I think, than Norwegian or Royal Caribbean.
For sure. Well, Emma, this is absolutely great information. Is there anything else you'd like to add about the Alaska cruising before we wrap up?
Okay. If you've been to Alaska and you have done the Alaska cruise tour and you're thinking, oh, I've seen it all. No, you haven't. I haven't seen it all. That's why I'm doing this trip. If you haven't been to Alaska, it'd be good to take this trip and see this part. But going to Alaska, so many different ways. You can do the Canadian Yukon if you want to do a cruise tour there. That's fun. Mm-hmm. Or you can do a 7-day cruise and do land with it. Any way you can do it, you need to go to Alaska and check it out. It is awesome. Just don't be afraid to get out and talk to people.
Right on.
Mm-hmm.
So on this 14-day itinerary,
yes.
If we were thinking, okay, I want to do Alaska, is this a good choice? And I'm only going to go there once. Is this a good choice for a one and done? Or should I be looking at a 7-day and a cruise tour? What do you think?
That is an individual preference.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed the 7-day cruise. I enjoy the land portion.
Right.
I enjoy the Canadian Yukon, which has a 3 or a 4-day cruise with it, and the rest is on land.
Right.
Some people don't want to be on a motor coach, and you're going to be on a motor coach for a while if you do a land portion.
Okay.
And on this 14-day cruise, you're not going to be. And you're going to see things totally different on this than you would if you were on the cruise tour or the 7-day cruise. So it's up to you. What do you want to see? Just experience every port.
Okay, good information. Good information. Do you have any parting advice for those bound for Alaska next year?
Go and enjoy. The ports are fantastic. No matter which way you go, you're going to love Alaska. It's just beautiful.
Excellent. So I always like to ask my guests, where are you off to next?
I'm not sure. I am not sure. A river cruise sounds good, but I don't know for sure.
Okay. Well, I will just have to check back to see if you get off on that river cruise next year.
Well, I think you might have to.
Well, Emma, this has been absolutely great. If folks wanted to perhaps reach out to you about an Alaska cruise or another cruise vacation, what's the best way to get hold of you?
You can email me at Emma, EMMA, at cruise, CRUISE, XCEL.com.
Okay.
Or you can call 785-271-9889 and ask for me.
Excellent, excellent. Well, with that, Emma, I'm just going to wish you safe and happy travels. May the wind always be at your back, and I hope to see you on a Lido deck real soon.
Thank you. I hope you do.
Take care.
Bye.
And that about wraps things up for today, folks. A very special thanks to my guest, Emma Warren of Cruise Holidays of Topeka. If you'd like to reach Emma, I will leave her contact information in the description. If you'd like to reach us, simply send a question to questions@realtravelexperts.com. Visit our website, realtravelexperts.com, or simply leave a comment. We always respond. And as always, folks, if you enjoyed this content, a like, subscribe, and the ring of the bell is certainly appreciated and helps us to spread the word. So until next time, happy travels.